Hi, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am back for another kind of how to create covers. And this one is in Canva using um, patterns. And so if you check my last video, there's a whole series, a playlist with creating covers in KDP and different ideas. So we were looking at Amazon bestsellers, and this one has a fun little, pattern of rainbows, and down here it's not exactly a pattern, but yeah, it's just kind of a, a pattern of rocks, right, with a badge. I kind of call that a badge. All right, so we're going to do the same thing that we did in the last video, just in a different way on Canva instead of PowerPoint. And I wanted to show you, if you go to my website, Publish with Ashley, and you scroll down, you're going to see this covers PDF. So this covers in PDF. If you hit, it's free. You can go here and you can download for free these KDP dimensions. So if you've watched these videos, this isn't new to you, but I wanted to make sure that you knew that if this was your first video watching on my channel. And so my website, publishwithashley.podia.com. All right, so we're going to do this on Canva. Now we're going to start and create a design. We are going to create a custom size. It went directly to custom size, but if you go down here, custom size, and then we're going to do, bringing all this over, this is my little cheat sheet. We're going to do that 8 by 10, 120 pages, 16.52 is my width, my height is 10.25, and my spine is 0.27. All right, so now I've used that in the past, so you can see it right here. So I'm just going to click that for my recent, but you would type it in. In Canva, since you're downloading this cover as a PDF, you want to make sure it is in inches because that's what it kind of needs to be in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to uploads, because I had already uploaded some a seamless pattern. This was my attempt at seamless patterns. They were not so good. So definitely, if you want to create your own seamless patterns, you can. These are 2,500 pixels by 2,500 pixels, and you can go on YouTube and Google and how to create your own using just elements on Canva, and you can create your own, but mine did not look so pretty. So I just decided to download ones that I found for free, or I actually found this one on Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to click it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, make it like, that looks okay for a size. What I forgot to do, I'm sorry, let me insert. The first thing I always like to do is insert my spine, because I like to know where my spine is. So I'm going to hit that free square shape. I'm going to make this kind of as small as I can and go all the way up and all the way down. That's kind of a pretty pink color. And I'm going to put it in the center, and you can see when the line goes center. And so I'm going to put that in the center so I know where my spine is. Now what I'm going to do is I like it about that size, so I'm going to put those to the center, and I'm going to go back to uploads. Actually, I'm just going to copy this. So if I hit Control C and then Control V, it just copies and pastes it, and I'm going to put it over there. I'm going to make sure it's lined up like that. And I'm going to actually layer. See that the layer isn't quite right, so I'm going to fix the position, and I'm going to send it backward so that I've got my spine on top. All right, what I like to do now is I like that color kind of with that, so I'm actually going to leave it that color, and I'm going to widen it to do the wraparound, because I think that kind of looks pretty. I do think with patterns the wraparound spine looks pretty. So I'm going to leave that, and I kind of even like that color. You can fiddle with the color if you like and change it up. Maybe that brighter color. Yeah, I kind of like the brighter color. All right, so it's kind of, you play with it until you look at it and go, yeah, I like that. All right, so the thing you can do, you could upload, I had in the other video, I uploaded some frames, but I wanted to show you a different technique that's kind of fun. So I'm going to hit this gold frame, but if I type in gold frame, it'll come up. So you can look and see what they offer. If you have Canva Pro, there's some cool ones, but this one is free, and I wanted to show you what you could do with some free ones. So we're going to do this circle, and I'm going to make it, let's see, about that size. Maybe about like that. That looks okay. And I'm going to Control C, copy it, Control V, paste it, and then Control V, paste it again. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of fiddle with these until I find, like, I'm going to change the size of this a little and move them around until I have kind of an overlapping shape I like. Maybe something like that. I don't like that top one, how big he is. So I'm going to make him a little bit smaller. I don't want him to go away. I just want him to be smaller. There we go. So I kind of like that wraparound look. And another thing you can do now, because we want to be able to write in here. So we want a white background. So I'm going to an element, and I just want a circle. So I'm just going to hit circle. So I just want this white circle to put here. It turned it pink. But I'm going to kind of get it centered a little bit between those. That looks good. And then I'm going to change it to white. And I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it to the back. I know it'll be behind that. And then I'm going to change its position to forward. There we go. And you can fiddle with it. Maybe I want to move this white ring now. Well, I still kind of like it like that. I don't know. You can kind of fiddle with it and make it so that you like it. So what I want to actually do is I want to group all these. So if I try and grab them all, it's going to want to grab this guy too. So I'm just going to move him over for a second. And I'm going to grab those. And I'm going to hit group. So they're all one. And then I'm going to move this back. I was trying to group them, and it kept wanting to grab all of them. There we go. So now I have this, and I need it centered. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hit File, Show Rulers, and I need it over a quarter. So that is about here. We're going to center this between here and here. So you can see the gray up here. You can see where it's centered. So look, and you want to center this between this and then a ½ inch over. Remember my 0.25. Here, I'll come bring this over just so you can see it again. I'm bringing this over, and it is the outside margin is 0.25. So we're going to go back over here. So remember that's 0.25 right there. You're going to want to have it about there. So it's going to be centered. And that looks about center right there, give or take. You can also try and, if you want, like I do in PowerPoint, you can insert, where's the shapes? I want the square. So, square. You can insert one of these here. And then if you want it a little more accurate, you can go over here. So you've got, okay, so that's about a ½ inch there. Let's send it backward. And then you can kind of maybe see a little bit better. Oh, I guess it wasn't quite as centered. Okay, there we go. Now it'll center right there between that. And then you can just go and delete. Okay, so maybe don't eyeball it. That's why I don't eyeball things, because I'm terrible at that. So I like to create shapes and then make it look pretty. Because remember right here, that edge, why I'm doing that is because this gets cropped off by the printer when they're cutting the book. So you want to center it not on this edge, but right that 0.25 so that when they crop it off, it works and it's centered. All right, now I'm going to insert text. You can pick from any of these or create your own. You want to pick something that you can see from when it's tiny, right? Because this is going to look on their phone. The cover is going to be really, really small. So you want to pick something that is easy to read. This is kind of nice. This hugs and kisses coming your way. Let's make it smaller. Move it over. Still going to have to be a little smaller. And maybe this is a, I don't know, a grief. I don't know if a grief journal looks good with this. Did I spell grief wrong? Can't spell. Grief journal. You know, I don't know if that's the best font for grief journal, but you could fiddle with it and make sure it's pretty. I want to move it down. Sometimes it's hard to get it so that you can move it. It just doesn't want to grab by itself. There we go. There we go, and it's centered now. So grief journal, and then I'm going to delete that. All right, and undo. I was not trying to delete the whole thing. I was just trying to delete the words. Okay. For single moms or something, right? That might not be the best font, but you could leave that or you can adjust it. So if you pick a font you don't like, you can always highlight what it is, and then change it to something else. Let's see, what might be a little bit more, no, that's still not right. I want it to be a little bit scripty. Maybe that. Definitely no. So you're just going to kind of go through and find, oh, this might work. This is probably a nice one. Grief journal for single moms. Okay, and then I might want to fiddle with and change this font and move it around. So you can fiddle with it and make sure that it looks pretty. And let's see if I can get that to move all by itself. You could also use the up and down. I was using the up and down arrows to move it around. So that looks pretty good. Grief journal for single moms. All right, I kind of like that. There you go. So that's how to use patterns, how to use elements. If you just have a single element to kind of create something that's interest, you can fill it in with a white circle so you have a nice space to write on. You can have that overlapping spine, and it's a fun way to make covers that are definitely a lot prettier and more interesting than your basic cover. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Make sure to check out my website, publishwithashley.podia.com. It'll be in the show notes. Like, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I have more cover videos. Check out the rest of the playlist on covers, and more to come.